All right, guys, so Steve is going to show up here in a couple hours. He's bringing some of the parts. So one thing I've been waiting on is had to buy more jute padding to go underneath the carpet, because ACC carpet, I still love them, but they've skimped on their jute padding. It used to be thicker than this, and now that's like 1/4 inch or something. It's very small. So when you put their pre-molded carpet in, now it's too baggy because it needs that extra thick layer underneath it, the thicker padding, to take up the slack. So anyway, this is what they give you in the back. I'm not sure how this is pre-cut, and I'm not sure what in the heck they're thinking on this deal. But anyway, that's how I put it in there. So I had Steve buy a roll from Amazon of jute. So I'm going to double it up here on the trans tunnel to come up to the side of my raised pad here. And then I'm going to fill in the blanks here and, up in there, and just kind of put more of it in other places. The bad part was when you put the carpet in, this is the only jute they give you, is 2 pre-cut sections. So this whole center's left out. So when your carpet's across here and you open the door, you've got an indent in your carpet right here from the height difference. And these wire covers, when you put them on with your wiring harness underneath them, they have like a kick in them right here, a step. So you need that to be up to that so you don't see this line in your carpet. So I basically got to fill in the blanks and double up the trans tunnel to make this fit a lot better. But I think it's kind of cool that he gets it, because, with the jute, with the Dynamat, it's going to be pretty quiet in here. It's going to help a lot with heat and everything. So pretty excited there. So it's coming together slowly but surely, but it's just like all kinds of little side projects to do on this thing. I've got to finish up wiring the taillight stuff. I had him order some backup lenses yesterday, so I can't install all this. I was going to go to Lowe's this morning and get some stainless steel hardware for the taillights and stuff so it would all match, except I forgot this afternoon, like around lunchtime, I've got to go with my wife to the doctor again, so I'm going to miss out on the rest of the day. So the other problem I have is there's a socket in here for a bulb, and this is an electronic gas door setup. So they've got a plug in here where the original harness piece went, and this is installed at this angle. I guess because this thing is electric, it has to be at a different spot. The problem is I don't see any wiring for this, so I think it's just cut off wires or whatever. It's just pigtails hanging out there, and I can't see them under the car. So this has to be open to get to it. But I'm not a fan of this electronic gadget crap, so this is going to be a learning curve to figure this out. So I've got to basically power up the tail light to get it to come out, and then shut it off so I can figure out how to wire that up. And I didn't notice this, because when I started working on the car, the taillights and stuff was in the car, the bezels and everything. But when I started wiring the car, I ran the pigtail. This is a stock replacement pigtail, and I run it up through the body. But this is not going to be used at all, because apparently it has its own, but they didn't bother to add the wires to it. So it's encased inside a box. I don't know if I can show you guys. I don't think I have a flashlight out here. I took it in the house. Let's try the old DeWalt drill. It ain't got a bit in it. So that's completely encased there with like an aluminum housing or something. So I've got to try to... Well, check that out. Ain't that awesome? You guys looking at that wiring harness right there? See that wiring harness coming out where the red and black wire is? There is no grommet on those wires right there. Wow. Well, it'd been really awesome to short out that taillight harness where you kind of can't put gas in your car, wouldn't it? More nice high quality work from the previous shop. So now I got to try to put a grommet in there with the wires. So all the engine stuff's wired. Of course, I obviously got to wire all the front end. I keep getting asked why the front clip not on the car. It's not ready for a front clip yet. I want to put the heater box in it, run the heater hoses, do all. So now I got to take and drain the coolant back out of the engine again. I got to put the ports in here. I had them in there before because I thought we was doing vintage air, and then I took them out and put in plugs. So now I got to drain the coolant, pull the plugs out, put the fittings back in. I got to run the heater hoses, and I got to put the master cylinder booster, all that stuff on, get all this stuff working. I want to bleed the brakes. I want all that stuff done without a front clip on it. I'm not going to rush ahead and put a front clip on it just because it'd look better in here with a front clip on it. There's a time and place for parts, so it's not time yet. But anyway, that's kind of where I'm at up to here. I did put the speakers in, and again, these have to come back out later when the package tray upholster gets done and put in. Those will have to come back out, and then this grill's put over the top. But I need them mounted for now, so the speakers will be installed and I can route the wires and, you know, get the stuff working. But I think it looks really awesome, man. That I'm not sure if he wanted that music note turned around facing outside or turned around facing in here. It's kind of up to him. They're just temporary in there anyway. So anyway, I think it looks better than that crap. This is too modern for this style of build. So anyway, I think that looks good. These are low profile, which I really, really like. It just looks stock, man. It looks like it's supposed to be there. So what else? Well, I guess that's it. I need to start wiring up the dash stuff, and that's going to take a while. I tried to pre-fit the heater control unit that I restored, and this aftermarket chrome bezel, the holes weren't lining up to screw the housing to the main body, so the screws were kind of cocked at an angle. And the problem with it is the screws are sticking out on the edges, and it wouldn't let it go on the dash, so I had to take a grinder to the screw heads a little bit. You can still get a screwdriver on them, but I had to take a grinder of that. That's more aftermarket parts bull crap right there. But anyway, I'm not sure what time he's coming, but another thing I just noticed a little bit ago was, and it was on the list, was the horn insulators. And I don't know if that's part of what he's bringing or not. I hope so. So in case you don't know, on these factory horns, he's got chrome covers for these, and I'd already blasted them and painted them like a semi-gloss black. And I've already cleaned the contacts on this and bench tested these, and these work. So anyway, this chrome cover goes on there. This is actually a pair of them doubled up. Chrome cover goes on there, and there's supposed to be a plastic insulator that goes around that ring right there so it doesn't short out the main body to this where the wire goes. So I'm waiting on those, and then these can be installed permanently, and then I can go ahead and mount them on the car. So they've got bolts in here. That's awesome. That's really awesome, man. So you have to use these two bolts here to mount a horn, and another one right here, but that hole doesn't line up. And I didn't notice this. Don from Don's Hot Rod Garage noticed this. This is the early design cutout here. This piece is from an earlier 55. The cut is further down than this side, so these don't match. But anyway, I am going to have to go in here and die grind that. And there's no nut. Holy crap, there's no nut back there, man. There's supposed to be nuts welded to that back there, so there's no nut. See how this goes for me on this car? It's the gift that keeps on giving, man. I can't install one thing without needing something else, or something be cobbled up, or some part be missing, or this is just the way it goes, man. But I'll eventually get this car beat. I'm telling you, this car will be done. But it's going to fight me the whole way. Anyway.